Oh man, does anybody else get as excited as I do when they hear that opening music? Oh my god, because let me tell you that, yeah, that brings me back. Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and I welcome you to Godzilla Monster of Monsters. Released for the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1988, we have here Godzilla's first dive into the world of video games, and a game that I played so much growing up because, let me tell you, I have a lot of things that I really enjoy, but if I had to put my number one thing in the world that I love the most, absolutely Godzilla. He is literally tattooed onto my body. I've been collecting his, collectibles and whatnot, and I've seen all of his movies many times, and all the different eras and things along that way. And this game was something that I played quite a bit on my Nintendo, and there was a sequel to this and everything, and all the craziness. Let's actually not look at this yet. Let's go here. Thank you. And yeah, so let's actually start going through this. There's a lot that I want to talk about with this game, and I want to kind of show as much as I can in as little time as possible. So, new game. What I do appreciate about this is we actually have ourselves an opening cutscene of sorts, which is something we didn't get very often back in the original Nintendo day. Usually if you needed a story, you had to go into the instruction manual. So here we have, in the year 2000, nobody cares, the Earth receives a, oh god, this is so slow, it's a declaration of war from Planet X, and Planet X is the furthest planet within our solar system, and it's inhabited by the Zillions. And they're not called Zillions here, they are called that in the Japanese version, but the Zillions are basically the overriding enemies of Earth for most of Godzilla's movies. They are the ones that always wants to come in and destroy the planet or whatever. There's a few other aliens that pop up here and there, but the Zillions are kind of like the main one. They're actually the ones that control, or whether it be control or talk to or have a connection with Ghidorah, he's kind of like their main monster. But in this case, the aliens from Planet X, the Zillions, are trying to take over the entire solar system, and they have basically established all of their troops together in order to invade Earth and all the other planets. They have taken control of space monsters and other monsters and are trying just to kind of walk all over us. However, we on Earth have a secret weapon too. In fact, we have our guardians, Godzilla and Mothra. And that, my friends, is where we come in. We are going to be playing as Godzilla and Mothra, both of them, one at a time, in order to move ourselves through various maps which are on the planets, defeat monsters, and ultimately take down the Zillions. So, oh man, this game is loaded with all kinds of cool Easter eggs and just images and things along that ways from a lot of Toho's movies back in the Showa era of film, which was for them between, I think, sometime in the 70s, 74 or so. And prior to that, I think with Godzilla being in 1954, the Showa era of Godzilla is from 54 to 74, 75. Oh no, I'm sorry, 75, 74 to 54 to 75. And there are other movies that kind of pop in and out there, more than just Godzilla movies. And from that, we're able to see other monsters, as you can see here, that are from those movies. That would be this dude and this dude. Technically, neither of these guys have ever appeared in a Godzilla movie. Well, okay, this one, yes and no, but I'll talk about them later. What I want to do first is I kind of want to go over how this game is played. Now, you may look at it and think to yourself, oh, cool, strategy RPG. Yes and no. We have Godzilla and Mothra over here. We're going to take control of one of them. We can only do one at a time, and move them along the board. Our goal is to move them down to this spot here, finish the map, and then move on to the next field. These are called fields. So right now we're on Earth. It's Earth, Mars, there's 7 different fields in this. It's Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, and Planet X. That's right, Planet X. That's the other one. And we are basically fighting our way through all of them. Now, whenever you move to a spot, you're going to initiate this. This is your basic confrontation throughout the course of the game. And I guess you can call this a side-scrolling beat-em-up, because that's technically what it is. You have all of these ships and planes and everything that are in Godzilla's way as he makes his way across all of these different maps, and you're punching and kicking and tail whipping your way through all of them. And just smack that rock right there. We go. Good, yeah. And then of course Godzilla does have his signature moves as well. Mothra has her own stuff. Once I get to her, I'll show you exactly what she does. But being Godzilla, you can pretty much guarantee he has atomic breath. That didn't really do as much as I was hoping it would to do. But if you also notice up top, Godzilla has a power bar and a life bar. Once his life bar hits 0, he is destroyed, he is beaten, whatever. The power bar is what controls his atomic breath. So when it's full, he's able to blast it. When it's empty, he has to wait for it to recharge. Now, if you notice, the monster went then. So basically, every monster has a set pattern that they can move, or a set amount of spaces they can move, and their job is to come at us and fight us and defeat us. Now, if we go ahead and defeat them, you may also notice that Godzilla had a level bar on him. So we're going to go down here, we're going to fight the enemy, and yes, we are going to fight Gezora. So as Godzilla makes his way in here, we actually find ourselves going up against a mid-boss of sorts. This thing, let me see if I can remember what it is, there we go. This thing is a Montango from the 1963 film of the same name. This is pretty much a giant mushroom. This is a giant mushroom, and that thing it's spitting out at us are spores, and just basically think Last of Us, you know, with the cordyceps and things along that ways. The entire point of the movie is that these mushrooms were blasted with like a radiation, and they not so much gained sentience, but more of gained the ability to grab onto people and control them and whatnot. So that's pretty much what those are. Now we can continue moving our way along here. Smack! Hey, come on. Oh, good, and I'm actually full health again. So that Montango thing right there, you can consider that a sub-boss. There's actually a few sub-bosses, or mini-bosses, I guess you can say, throughout this game. And what those do, along with the main bosses, is if you look in the upper right, I am level 1 right now. And they are going to be adding to an invisible experience bar. And every time you beat one of those big threats, you gain some experience, and you have the chance of leveling up. The max level, I think, in this game is 16. And as you level up, your life goes up and your power goes up, which is great. I think you can do some extra damage as well as you level up. Whoa, wow, I'm glad that my breath did that much damage to him. But, get out of here. Oops, yeah, power tail, power. Get back, you. Get back, you column. Ow, no. Oh, I hate this. Oh. They have this ability sometimes where they get you trapped in the corner. That's right. He did. Kick you in the eye. But as you can see, now I am level 2, and my life has went up, which is awesome. Here comes Moguera. So that's Godzilla. Side to side, kick, punches, atomic breaths, all that stuff. He moves 2 spaces at a time, if you didn't notice. Mothra, however, because she can fly, she can move 4 spaces at a time, giving her much greater mobility. And then, of course, in the field itself, she has greater mobility because she can kind of just fly over things. She has this like laser ability that comes out of her eyes here, which is a strange... They needed to give her something. That's just fact, because Godzilla has his punches and kicks. How are you expecting Mothra to be able to do stuff? I mean, she could do like wing attacks and things along that ways, but there wasn't that much... there was some limitations, I guess you can say, to the Nintendo back in the day. Very limited, in fact. So they had to give her some type of projectile in order to do some damage. She actually didn't gain this type of projectile until 1992, I believe, in Godzilla vs. Mothra, where her antennae were able to shoot out beams of light. However, she does have this move, as you can see there. That's her power move, because her power gauge goes down as I use it. And that represents like a spore that she's releasing from her body that's doing a massive amount of damage. She did use that ability on Godzilla in 1961, I think it was, the first Godzilla vs. Mothra, or Godzilla vs. the Thing, I believe it was called here in America for a while. When Godzilla and adult Mothra were fighting, she was reaching the end of her life, and she just really needed to stop him before he got close enough to get her egg. So she released this powder, and it's like a paralyzing powder of sorts. It was knocked him out, knocked him on the ground, and immobilized him for the rest of the fight. She ended up losing that fight regardless, but it was enough time to let the eggs hatch and let the larva get away, and then of course the larva turned around and fought Godzilla and kind of beat him in a sense. They wrapped him up in their silly string, in their web spinning whatever, and Godzilla was like, "All right, I'm done with this," and he just left. So anyway, moving right along. As you keep going, you're going to encounter those crystal things that you see. It's almost to the right there. That's how you replenish your health. There is another type of pickup that replenishes your power faster, but I haven't run into that yet. And we should be hopefully at the end of this. Now, what's cool also is that each one of these stages, the backgrounds of all the stages are representing wherever you are. So we're on Earth. We're supposed to be on Earth. That's at least what the game tells us. You're on Earth. However, if you look in the background there, that is definitely Earth, and that is Earth's moon. So we are looking at Earth from Earth, but able to see the moon as well. Isn't that a thing? And each one of the planets you visit has the exact same thing to it. Like, it's not Earth, it's whatever planet you're on is what you see in the background. Who are you fighting? Who are you fighting? Of course you're fighting Godzilla. Why wouldn't you fight Godzilla? Okay. See, so that did just a little bit more damage to him than it did to Gezora. So I do believe that as Godzilla levels up, he just gains a little bit more strength as well. And that really does help out. You were just not doing anything. Fire! Oh, come on. He's like right there. I'm going to beat him. These fights are not limited. There's about a 40-second time limit or so. And if you ever get into a fight and you end in a draw, then it stops and you have to refight him again. The monster unfortunately does gain some health back, but you know, it is what it is. Now, the last thing I want to talk about here before I continue on to just kind of end the stage is the foreground areas. There's a pretty good amount of variety to this game. So you have your mountain areas, which is the most common ones that we have on the Earth stage. We have this fire area here. There was like a jungle area. There's this weird aqua-ish area. And then there are like a city technology area. And they are like just fun, cool things to do and kind of vary up the game a little bit. Give you different things to fight, different things to look at. The problem is that once you go from planet to planet to planet, it does get very samey all the time. Oh, and cool, we actually get to fight this thing. This thing that you see there is a Ghidora, which is basically from the movie of the same name. He was in the 70s sometime. I don't remember when this is. Basically, these are giant space jellyfish, and they've come to Earth to make it their home, because why wouldn't you, right? Well, everything back in the 60s and 70s wanted to come to Earth and destroy it or inhabit it. And it's really cool that these guys are here, just because, you know, they don't appear much in other Godzilla stuff. There's also that pickup right there, which is a power-up. So if I fired my fire and I picked that up, oh, nope, it disappeared. But if I picked it up, my power would have jumped up all the way. And now we are here. So it just again, no, stop. I'm gonna move again. Just to show you. So mountain areas, you can actually encounter almost all the different terrains on any one of these. But you have the mountain areas. This is where I fought the, the Ghidora right there. There's a plant area, there's a volcano area, fire area, and then we're going into this area, which is their base, their city. And of course, we have more stuff to fight here, more technology in a sense. So we're just gonna kind of push our way through this, and we're gonna get ourselves ready to end the level. Your goal is to get to that spot that I'm at right now, which is like has the big, it looked like a satellite dish on it. And ideally, we're walking through and we're destroying it. That's exactly what it is that we're doing. We're walking through and we're destroying their bases one planet at a time. Now, there's a point where maybe if we fight a monster, it decides it doesn't want to fight us anymore, and it could retreat to the next, what are called fields, which is, again, the planets that we're on. Come on, destroy that. Fine. There we go. Now, we're out here. We can select. Move to the next field, yes. And now he is on his way to the next planet somehow, not really too sure. But the goal then is just to get both monsters to the next planet, and from planet to planet to planet, fighting monsters, leveling up, and ultimately saving the galaxy, our solar system, or whatever, wherever we are, and defeating the Zillions and telling them, go home. Go home and don't ever, ever come back again. So, I also like seeing those particular ships. See those yellow ships that just flew off? Those are Super X's. And what's crazy is that the Super X didn't actually appear until Return of Godzilla in 1984, which is only like a few years prior to this game coming out, and is the only thing from what I can tell that's not part of the Showa era that is in this game. It's from the next era. Then again, people consider that movie to go either way, so who knows. But with both monsters now on to here, we are on Mars. Mars has a much different layout, has more fire areas because it's Mars, and we have a new monster that we have to defeat. So then, how am I going to do this? I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to take Godzilla into the first area. And now you can see Mars up there. We are on Mars, fighting for Mars, and yet there is Mars right there. Fun, fun, fun. So with that said, I'm not going to go through this whole thing, at least on, filming for you guys and everything. I just wanted to take this time to kind of give you an idea of what all the areas are, how the game basically plays. Sorry about that. That's the thing about recording video games. Things kind of happen, and I have to take the time in order to, pause it and whatnot and move forward. Anywho, not so much preview, but just kind of showing you like the basics of the game. I do want to show you each one of the monsters and how they work. I also want to show you at least one section of each one of the maps. So with that said, let's go ahead and finish up here off camera and let's head to the next planet. And here we are on Jupiter. As you can see, this is a really, really big map with our new monster right over here. Again, I'm going to talk about the monsters later, but I'll let you see how their sprites look here, and anybody that may know who they are can tell me. And then if we go into any one of these areas, there's Jupiter back there. Now you may notice also I am level 1 right now. I actually died trying to get through this because there are these particular attacks that are massive like energy balls that can't be destroyed, and if they hit you in the right way, then you just go down, and it is so hard and so annoying to get rid of them. However, because this is part of the original Nintendo, you can definitely expect there to be cheat codes. So if you happen to put in a cheat code that is the first 3 letter of whatever planet you want to go to, you will immediately go there and you will be able to just play from that area. However, you are level 1. So that's, as you can see there, that's kind of making things a little difficult for me because things are very, very strong as you go forward. And you're supposed to be, level 5 or 6 by this time. So that's the thing. Yeah, there's a fun password feature to this that you can get to different areas, but you also can unlock different things. So with that said, let's finish up here on Jupiter, and then I can show you Saturn. And here we are in Saturn. Saturn has like this map to it, which I'll be able to show a little bit once I move forward, just to show you what the backgrounds and everything look like. There's our new monster for the area. So again, just to advance further, it's the first 3 letters. So passcode MAR will bring you to Mars, JUP will bring you to Jupiter, SAT will bring you to Saturn. And if we go into one of these spots, we can see Saturn right there. Isn't that amazing? So this is like more of a cityscape of sorts. Destroyed city that apparently is full of all these different machines that, of course, want to destroy us. Because why not? That's just kind of how that goes. Wow, that was it? That was a short spot right there. All right, cool. Done. Let's on to the next planet we go. Passcode URA brings you to Uranus, which is small. Very, very, very small. This is absolutely your smallest map in the game. Probably one of the easiest ones in order to like kind of level up or whatever, but let's see what happens here. Will you fight the enemy? Yes. Will I fight Hedorah? Sure. Let's see if we can actually do that for the heck of it. We'll probably fight him again later, but again, being level 1, it just makes this so much harder because I'm sure these things are just going to come at me and probably knock me out. I should be fighting Hedorah now. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, you kidding me? Oh, you're kidding me. Look at the health difference. Jeez. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And this guy's, like, already pretty tough. I wonder if I beat him. I wonder if I could get, like, if I'd get... Can I reach him? Ooh, I can. Sweet. But definitely nowhere near enough. His smog is just... Okay, that's right. Come closer. Yeah. which of course is his whole thing. This is Hedorah, the smog monster. Come on, come on. This is going to be just like a little thing here and there. And what even stinks is like there's other monsters around me, so they're going to be immediately trying to come and nail me. Ow, ow, ow. But this is working. I have a good angle on him. Ooh, I stood up, but oh man, the time went out. Oh, and here comes Gezora. Oh man, that was so close. If I had like a few more seconds, I might have been able to beat him. But of course, as you continue going on from planet to planet, their health gets like more as well. So, but it didn't seem as like stronger, so it wasn't doing as much damage to me. Anyway, here's the very, very tiny planet of Uranus. You would think this would be Pluto, but instead, this is Pluto. Yeah, here's Pluto. Pluto is just this wacky, huge thing with all of these open, because you can't walk in these open spaces, obviously. So you gotta like maneuver your way up and around. One would have to go high, one would go low, fighting whatever monsters come the way. And of course, the new monster right here in the center, and just working your way through all of these enemies. So let's just move down here. Sure, why not? I'm not gonna actually fight Gezora because I'm probably gonna cut this midway through. But I think that Pluto and, well, for one, Uranus should have been named Neptune because, I don't know, to me that feels like more like a Neptune-style planet, you know, water, well, Neptune really doesn't have any, I think it's an ice planet regardless, but, you know, you think of Neptune with like Greek mythology and Roman mythology and, you know, god of water and everything, and that's a blue planet right there, yada, yada, yada. I don't know, that's just how I feel it. And then, of course, that planet in the last one we were on, Uranus, was so little that I think that would have been a better Pluto than this. But hey, you know what? Whatever. It's how they decided to do it. Ow! Stupid volcanoes. The timer's gonna run out on me. I think I mentioned this before. There's like an invisible timer to these fights. Oh, jeez. And it's about 40 seconds or so. And once that runs out, see, he's gained health in between fights. Once that timer runs out, then the battle just ends. And if Gezora just pushes me to the corner, it's never going to end. Oh my god! This is the worst part about it, is when they do this. And he's not the only one that does it. He's the one that mostly does it. If I keep hitting the button, I can actually get off another atomic blast. Oh man, I'm not going to be able to beat him. Dang it! Alright, so after I figure out this, we'll move on to the last planet. So here we go, we're on the password screen. So basically, as I said before, if you wanted to get to any one of those other planets, it's the first 3 letters of that planet, and you go there at level 1. However, there's a lot of other crazy things you can do this game with the cheat codes and everything, and I figure I'd just show off this one, which is Sea Monster. Very interesting because Abera is not in this game, but if you type that in, you're thrown all the way to Planet X. That's what this is. This is Planet X. It's just a straight shot here. And the way that it would work is there'd be a monster here, and then all of the monsters that you fought along your journey would just kind of line up here. And you would be moving Godzilla and Mothra down this way in order to fight them. This is weird because it puts Godzilla like off the map for some reason, but you can immediately move him to the final area, finish it, and the game is over at that point. Because all the end result is getting to this spot and winning. Like, you just have to get through. I think you have to defeat Ghidorah as well. But in the other case, that is all of the maps for Godzilla Monster of Monsters. And again, as you go through each one, it's all the same stuff, but the same side-scrolling thing. Let us go ahead back to the password screen, and I will show you my favorite password and the one that we're going to end this off in. Again, for all those familiar with Godzilla lore, one of the biggest phrases that you hear a lot, and was one of the titles of probably the coolest movie in the Showa era, destroy all monsters. By putting this into the password function, you can get yourself right to Earth and have to encounter every single monster in the game. And my friends, this is where we are going to continue on. Let me move my guys forward a little bit, and let's start taking them down. Alright, the first monster we are fighting here is Gezora, who first appeared in the movie Space Amoeba in 1970. He is a giant cuttlefish kaiju, which is, you know, crazy. You've already seen me fight this guy a few times. You know his annoyance of being able to push in, but as you can see with Mothra, a little bit easier to deal with. The cool thing about that Destroy All Monsters code is that you actually begin at level 8. So you have a bit of a fighting chance against all of the monsters. And I am doing pretty good with him, but I'd rather just kind of finish off no! Get away from me. Get some of this spore action out here. I don't think I'm going to beat him in the 40-second time limit. Come on. I'd rather have... Alright, so the next one that I'm going to talk about is Varan. He appeared in Varan the Unbelievable, 1958. Varan is interesting because he had his own movie, and then he again appeared in a few other movies of Godzilla, like Destroy All Monsters he appeared in, and a few other things he popped up. The 2000 and, I want to say, 3 movie, GMK, that's Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, if anybody's familiar with that one, All Out Monster Attack. Varan was actually supposed to be in that movie, but due to popularity, he got swapped out. Varan is like a flying squirrel, which you don't really see much in this, but he has like these things on him that enable him to glide along the ground, which is pretty cool. Alright, now we're going to take Godzilla and beat Varan in probably one hit. There you go. Goodbye. Which is another stinky thing, because I'd rather have Mothra have gained that experience, but that's all right. I'm going to have Mothra fight Gezora, and then hopefully she'll beat him and gain that experience. There we go. Got him. Yeah, take that, you joik. And the thing about the computer is the computer will move everybody at least once. So we'll move down here and we'll fight the next one. That thing right there, that like ball of energy that just went out is an undefeatable projectile, and if it hits you, you are finished. It just holds on to you, and then that's that. Anyway, we have here Moguera. This version of Moguera, because there's actually a few different versions, appeared in the Mysterians from 1957, or in 1957. And he's basically an alien robot mole of sorts that was there to kind of distract the humans as the Mysterians try to take over the planet. Some of you may recognize him if you're really big Godzilla fans and whatnot from the 1994 Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. They've redesigned Moguera to be the Mobile Operational Godzilla Universal Expert Robot Aerotype, so Moguera became an acronym. Oh, come on! I was right through with the fire breath, you joik. Hello, Hedorah. How you doing? There you go. So we all know Godzilla's smoky friend here. This is Hedorah, the smog monster from Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, or Godzilla vs. Hedorah. This is 1970, I think this one was in. I'll have to double check that one really quickly. But yeah, so Hedorah right here, this is the adult form of Hedorah. Hedorah actually has multiple forms too. The original one, I believe, was female. Later versions are male. It's kind of like a sludge frog of sorts. It's like this weird pollution that Hedorah eats. Hedorah's actually an alien, came to Earth on like a meteor, and then started to absorb energy from all the pollution on the planet. And then it kind of changed its shape as it went forward. Who do I want? Do I want to just bring Mothra up there and leave those two to him? Let me think here. 1971, that was Hedorah. Anyway, we have a new monster here, a Baragon, who first came into the picture in Toho's Frankenstein versus Baragon, or Frankenstein Conquers the World, I believe it was also called, from 1965. Baragon is a subterranean-style kaiju who like digs around the ground, and he has a fire breath to him because why not have a fire breath, right? All good kaiju should have good projectile weapons to him. Can I just like do that and beat him? Man, he's so small, so little. And it's funny seeing his sprite and everything because the way that his legs are bent and everything is how the actors have to portray him because it's literally a person crawling on the ground moving them around, but that's just how the suit is designed. And I don't like that MechaGodzilla went down that way because I would rather fight, have Mothra fight him than anything. And also that means Ghidorah is going to move next. Because you can kind of predict, to the way that the computer seems to like to move things is from Earth all the way back. So Ghidora would move, and then Moguera would move, and then Hedorah would move, and just kind of go from there. I'm going to leave Mothra where I am, and we're going to refight Baragon. I'm close. I am so close, but I bet you I feel like the time's going to run out, especially if he's pushing me to the corner right there. It is. Ah, man. Yep. Oh, Ghidora's staying right there. That's fun. Come on. One more time. One more time. I can beat him. Yeah, definitely. So speaking of actors in this, costumes like this, so the only two characters that you're playing as in this are Mothra and Godzilla. But actually, within the source code of this game, you could find sprites for Rodan and Anguirus in this as well. I think you can actually play as Anguirus at one point in the Japanese version. And I mentioned that because Anguirus would have been very similar to how Baragon moved. That's how his character was designed. So, with the legs, where are you going? What do you mean? Hey, Moguera thought that further fighting here might be disadvantaged, so he retreated. No, you were supposed to stay here so I could beat you, you joik. All right, well, let's just have Godzilla fight Hedorah then. I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat him this time. I may get close. Come on. Hedorah may actually move next round as well, which, if it's anything like Moguera was, he's just gonna run away, which is awful. I want the experience. I want to be able to have the experience so I can get at least maybe one more level before going up against Ghidorah, because that dude is tough. Of course he would be. He's like literally the final boss of the game. But if I keep tail whipping Hedorah here, I should be able to get his health down just enough for when... come on, Atomic Breath. No! Oh, Gigan moves. Okay, here we go. Alright, so one of the more popular of Godzilla's villains here, we have... Ow! Get away, Gigan! Ouch! Oh, God, he's gonna kill me. Oh, God, he's gonna kill me in that case. Oh, my God. That's not fun. Oh, no. So, Gigan appeared in 1972's Godzilla vs. Gigan. And, he has spinning blades on his chest right there, which is awful. And as you saw, he pushed me to the corner and nearly decimated me, which is not fun at all. Can you let me go so I can just hit you with my atomic breath and push you backwards a little bit? Go away. Shoot. No. Get. Yeah. Godzilla foot. Yeah. Ha. Oh, thank you. Woo, thank you. My health will recharge if I defeat a monster, so I'm going to try to defeat Hedorah. And now Gigan's coming back and fighting me again, but I should have... Oh, I thought I was going to have more health than that. That's not good. Ugh. Alright, so what's fun about Gigan here is that besides him doing this super cheap move of his saw blades, which now I'm realizing that I can dodge that way. Get away. He actually shoots off his head laser, his whatever, cranial laser, which actually only ever appeared on the cover of the Godzilla vs. Gigan box art. It never actually made it into the movie. Oh my God, I'm so close. So yes. Woohoo, awesome. And now MechaGodzilla? No, okay, well that's fine. I'm actually gonna move Mothra. No. Stupid controller moving things around when I didn't want them to move. Anyway, here we have MechaGodzilla, Godzilla's robotic evil counterpart. Not made by the Zillions, they're made by the black hole aliens from Planet 3 or something like that. MechaGodzilla is tough. He is strong, he is fast, and Godzilla may actually go kaput here if I don't do what I can do in order to slow him down. The best person to fight MechaGodzilla in this game is Mothra, and Godzilla died. No! Oh, man, because Godzilla had too many enemies going up against him. Let's go. So this version of MechaGodzilla appeared in 1974, and then, of course, he came back in 1975 in the Terror MechaGodzilla. And, like I said, he is Godzilla's robotic counterpart, and probably... There's a lot of really, popular villains in the Godzilla universe. Ghidorah is probably the best one, then MechaGodzilla, most likely the second most well-known. And as you can see right here, I win. I basically win fighting MechaGodzilla as Mothra, because all you gotta do is stand here, and he can't hit you with his space beam at all. Now, it's gonna take a little bit, but even if he jumped and tried to hit me with like an angled one, he can't hit me at all. So, coming at me again, bro? Come at me, bro. It's just setting myself up for that, a little bit further, push him back. There we are. That's good. So that should put me right about where I want. You want, like, Mothra's wing to be a little bit past the A in MechaGodzilla. And then it should take, like, a turn or two in order to actually take this guy down, because all I'm using is Mothra's... Oh, okay, cool. Let's try that again. There we are. Mothra's I-beams. Hey, no. I don't like that. Hey. None of that now. None of that now. You get back there. None for you, sir, MechaGodzilla. Uh-oh. No. There we are. I gotta admit, I've been playing a lot of emulator games on the Nintendo Switch, and I got really used to the backup function or the rewind function, and I was trying to make it so I can rewind the Godzilla battle, but that's not happening. Instead, we go down here, and like in The Rebirth of Mothra, which is a later Heisei movie, Mothra versus Ghidorah. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. Alright, King Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, which was actually the title of the movie that he first appeared in. Just Ghidorah, the three-headed monster from 1964. That was a fun one because that had Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra teaming up in order to take down this alien menace. And Ghidorah has had a bunch of different origin stories over the years. I like his alien origin the best because it just feels more natural for him, like this giant space evil deity just coming down and, you know, conquering the planet, or at least attempting to at least, and he is just going to wreck me with his heads like this. And then of course, if he pushes me into a corner, he's going to keep firing off his gravity beams, and it's just gonna, it's gonna be terrible. Now he's gonna go again, and we're going back in. He's gained health back. I gained 0 health back, but he gained lots of health back. And I wish I could just get up from the corner and just go ahead and hit him like this. Now, he's a much higher level than Godzilla and Mothra, so it is a challenge in order to be able to fight him even at level 8, which is halfway point. Ow. And he also will not move from that spot, so you couldn't even like get to another level and hopefully, you know, maybe gain a few levels or whatever before you fight him. Though I am curious what would happen if I beat him, you know, on Earth. Because ideally, you're supposed to only encounter him at Planet X, and then beating him and then beating the final stage means that you win. So, there we go. One more time. Yeah, this isn't going to last too much longer. He's going to pretty much take me down really quickly right here. I guess we'll actually see the game over screen. Which is literally just the words game over. Now, let's say that we went ahead and, you know, completed the game as normal. We were able to get to the end and defeat Ghidorah on his home turf and everything along that ways. What exactly is the ending of this game like? Let's go on over to the password function and type in start space 2, and you got to use the 0 for your O, end. And we have done it, my friends! We have protected the world and the galaxy against the threat of the Zillions! Congratulations to us, hooray! Alright, my family, thank you guys so much for taking this really random nostalgic look back at one of my favorite games when I was younger. As a huge Godzilla fan, I absolutely love this game so much. It was hard. It's a hard game and will take a while to get through, but the password function is always a fun thing to have because if you happen to die, I think maybe you'll just get a password at some point. I don't quite remember. But in any event, you could just sit here and burn through it in about 3 to 4 hours, give or take. So let me know your opinions on not only this game down in the comment section, but just this series in general. This is the second one in it. I did the Power Rangers first, now I'm doing Godzilla. Do you like this? Do you like watching me just kind of randomly go through games? I may not necessarily have to beat them, but just like go through, talk about them, throw out some fun facts and things, and maybe some tips for the game just for the heck of it. Are there any other games that you'd be interested in seeing? You know, what are some of your favorite games that you remember from when you were a kid? What brings you back, sets off your nostalgia bones, and all things along that ways? Let me know all of that and more down in the comment section below, and I would absolutely love to be able to play more of these for you guys and just really, really bring more classic and retro gaming to Home Gamer Dad. And I really hate this scroll. This is your cutscene. Isn't this amazing? Earthlings, save your rejoice over the victory which Godzilla and Mothra brought to you. Our journey will not last forever. We, the people of Planet X, the aliens, will never give up our plan to invade the Earth. We promise we will organize a second, even a third legion, even though those games were never made, of space monsters and destroy you in the future. We shall not fail. This is our challenge to you. You guys need to scroll a little bit faster if you really want to be threatening. Last days of Earth are coming soon. Earthlings, prepare to die. Yay! Clap hands. This is a great time. All right, this is fun. I just want this to be over because it actually goes through a just a quick thing with all the monsters, and you get to see them, and you see a unused sprite of Ghidorah. I'm sorry, of Hedorah in his flying mode, or her flying mode, because I think it's based off of that. And that was never actually used in the game, which is pretty crazy. And the cast. Oh, who are the people that made the game? Oh wait, nope, Gezora. Okay, cool. As itself, I guess. Moguera as, you know, pieces of robotic parts. Cool. Baragon with that goofy little head turn. I don't know if he did that when we were fighting him. Varan getting ready to do some type of like mantis strike. Hedorah, see, you got the flying version of it, but you never went into that version. I'd be curious what that was like. Gigan with your cheap little buzzsaw chest. MechaGodzilla with your fist punching that, you know, Mothra beats through. Ghidora, which is awesome. Love the three-headed dragon. And then our heroes, Mothra, Queen of the Monsters, and Godzilla, King of the Monsters, the Monster of Monsters. Thank you guys so much for everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together. Until next time, everyone, you have a good one, and I will see you in the next one.